Yo, 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 what's going on? Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon on this rainy day here in Memphis, Tennessee. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the little small preview show of the big time show that will be happening on tomorrow evening at 7:30 p.m. Hello to everyone that is on Facebook. Those that may be watching this replay, to those also that will be watching by YouTube and Periscope. Realizing that some of you are at work, totally understandable, but want to go ahead and set up this preview, and maybe you can watch this at your leisure at another time this evening or before or tomorrow. Hello to everybody. Hello to Podbean. If you're going to be listening to this on Podbean a little bit later, or if you are going to be listening to this on all the other media outlet, podcast outlets that I'm on, the Big Time Show is on, and that's at Podbean, of course, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Tumblr. If you're going to be listening to that, or you are listening to it presently, a little bit later after I upload this, hello to you. Thank you for tuning in. I want to set up the show. Of course, you should know by now that music that you just heard was by Alec Winters, great young man who's at the Berklee School of Music, who has allowed us to use his music as our opening for the show. I hope you have had a great day today. Hope you had a great day at church on yesterday. If you went, hope you enjoyed yourself on that. Hello. So I want to set up tomorrow's show very quickly, and then I'll let you guys go, and hopefully you can watch this a little bit later on. On tomorrow, last show that I did, I talked about a few issues, and one of those issues was how the NFL is very reluctant in their hiring of black coaches. Well, for whatever reason that may be. But what we saw yesterday by the championship games, in which the Kansas City Chiefs and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers headed to the Super Bowl. On the Tampa Bay side, found out something very interesting. I'm not a Tampa Bay fan, nor have claimed to be, and certainly not one. But I just so happened to saw a post that described or highlighted not only Bruce Arians, who is the head coach, but his coaching staff. And I was blown away by what I saw. Maybe you need to look it up yourself if you want to. You can just type in, I guess, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers coaching staff. I was blown away that his whole coaching staff is black. Yeah. When you're on a team that is that involves Tom Brady and the head coach, usually that's where we stop with the credit. And you just give it to them, and rightfully so. I'm not coming against Mr. Brady. He's the greatest quarterback to ever play the game, without a doubt. But the coaching staff has something to do with that. And it just so happened that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers' entire coaching staff is a bunch of black people. And so that kind of ties into what I was talking about on yesterday. I will pick that conversation back up, and we will see what comes of that. Second thing I want to talk about is that over the weekend, we saw one of our leaders on our team start talking, in Demarcus Lawrence, put out a nice little tweet. We will dissect that tweet and talk about that on tomorrow as well. What I feel about it, what I I guess how I interpret it, et cetera, et cetera. So we will talk about that on tomorrow as well. We also will talk about some more things that is going on in the league because of all the seem to be moving parts. It ties directly into the NFL draft. And a lot of places where people would be thinking that they're going to be picking because some of these teams are going, to go ahead and bite the bait, and they're going to jump up or trade away, et cetera, et cetera. And what's going to end up happening is that where you think you're going to be drafting, you're not going to be drafting because there seems to be a nice set of quarterbacks that are already in the league, veteran quarterbacks, if you let me say it, that will kind of dictate the way the draft is going to be structured. So right now, we really can't, for instance, the Cowboys are sitting at 10 in the draft. Well, with all this movement around, I don't know, I don't know if the Cowboys will be really drafting at 10. I don't know if there's going to be a need to move up. And if certain players aren't there according to what their liking is, not the fan base liking, their liking. We may want, for instance, Kyle Pitts, the tight end from Florida, where they may be thinking they want a total defensive player. Hey, Tommy, what's up, man? I see you. What's going on? That's what I was talking about, Tommy, with the quarterbacks that seem to be coming out. Not coming out as in the draft, but the quarterbacks that are now talking as if they're ready to get out of Dodge, get out of their place. There are some things that are going to happen inside the draft, as I've been saying before all this started, that is going to affect some of the places where people are drafting. And if, like, for instance, if the Cowboys, as I just said, is there at 10, which we are, and if our certain player, or at least the player that they don't want is there, will we drop back in the draft, or will we go ahead and just get the quote unquote best player available? These are the things that you got to pay attention to, especially when you got some top-notch quarterbacks. Like Tommy just said about, for instance, Matthew Stafford is one of those quarterbacks that have, it seems as if his days in the place where he has been for a long time is now over. So we all know about Stafford playing in Detroit. And Tommy asked me, are the Cowboys going after him? I don't think so. Tommy. This may have been maybe 2 years ago and this situation came up, then probably they would. I don't think they're going to go that route. Even though he's from Dallas, played in Texas and has a home in Texas and all that, and everybody knows that Matthew Stafford was a Dallas Cowboy fan. Everybody know that. We all know it, but I just can't see it. I think they want Dak, but they want Dak at the way they want to pay him. And I just can't. I don't think they would choose Stafford over Dak. A lot of fans would. Where's a good fit for Stafford? The strange thing about Stafford, Tommy, I'm just going to go and say this. Stafford has put up some big numbers on a lot of bad teams. You know what I'm saying? He never had a great offensive line. Never. What he had in his great days, he had Megatron. He had Roy Williams at a time, and he had a pretty decent running back. Reggie Bush was good for him because Reggie could catch the ball a lot. He got a rocket arm. He just never had a dominant line. But when you look at his numbers, he did all that on bad football teams. he had to carry teams. He never really had a great running back. Never. There were a couple years we had a good tight end. So to be honest, what I'm saying is if he did that with bad teams, you can imagine what he would do maybe with a good team. So what's a good fit for him? Tommy, you just said the Bears. I agree. Bears would be a good spot. Good offensive line, good running game, good defense, good receivers. Yes, that's a good place for him. The Indianapolis Colts would be a good place for him. No doubt. The best offensive line in the game is in Indianapolis. Got a great running back. You got some pretty good receivers there, and you got a pretty good defense over there. So the Colts would be definitely a good spot for him. It all depends on how you want to go with it. You know what I'm saying? There's some more teams that could use the services of a guy like him. I think Stafford is still good. I've always said he's good. We just can't tell with a bad team. You just can't tell. But when you look at them numbers, those numbers say, hey, he can function with a bad team. So that's just my. Tommy asked me how I think Philly new coach would do. I could care less, Tommy. I hate the Eagles. He's young and innovative, so we just got to figure out what his style is. Whoever the coach will be will have to accept Carson Wentz. I'm quite sure Wentz had something to do with it. They kind of chose Wentz by the hire that they did. So Wentz probably would be starting it all off, and Wentz probably gonna have a little chip on the shoulder, but I'm not, I ain't worried about Wentz. Wentz is gonna make a mistake. So whoever the coach is gonna have to get along with Wentz, and we'll just have to see. It's really had the same players, but it'd be a different scheme. So I don't know really what to say about Philly, other than we get to play them twice, and I don't like them. Exactly. Your brother's an Eagles fan. Exactly. So I'm not real worried about Philly at all. They always probably our threat, but I ain't really worried about them at all. So this is what we're gonna talk about on tomorrow. About we got a lot of quarterback movement, perhaps. Deshaun Watson wants to move. Detroit Lions want to get away from Stafford. Phillip Rivers has retired. Dwayne Haskins has went to Pittsburgh. Possible fill-in for Ben if he decides to retire after next year. It's a possibility there. Jacksonville looks like they're going to take Trevor Lawrence. It looks like it. But if Aaron Rodgers has, even though I don't believe him, but he's opened up his mouth and he doesn't think things are right. It wasn't right this year coming in, and you just never know with some guys. Let's talk to Aaron Rodgers. May be frustrated with Green Bay, and if Aaron Rodgers, if that is the case, Aaron Rodgers would just dominate the headlines from now on. They're already talking. Everybody's already talking. A good fit for him would be Los Angeles or the San Francisco 49ers. That's already been put out today if you've been watching ESPN. And, that scared me. I got to admit, that scared me. Can you imagine Aaron Rodgers with the 49ers coming back next year? All the guys, all the injuries. Can you imagine Aaron Rodgers with the 49ers with that defense? Oh, my God. That's a scary thought. That's very scary. So I don't think that's going to happen, but it's worth talking about, the what ifs. We'll kind of briefly talk about that tomorrow as well. So 7:30 tomorrow evening. 7:30 tomorrow evening. Here I'll be Facebook Live. You can do that. I will be on Podbean. That's where I am. That's my home for my podcast show. We will be there at 7:30 tomorrow evening live. I hope you guys join me. Hope you guys take out a little time and hang with me for a little bit as we talk about these things. Hopefully, I won't bore you to death. I usually don't because I'm funny and a little crazy sometimes. So you know how it goes. You people come on and hang with me. Tell somebody about the show. Share the show, et cetera, et cetera. If you really want to help me out, go to Podbean. Podbean. Go there, search out the Big Time Show podcast, and simply just follow it. That would be nice if I could have I got almost 2,200 Facebook friends. And out of my 2,200 Facebook friends, a lot of you have joined the Big Time Show page on Facebook. And there's about 800 of you who have liked the show. I appreciate it, but that wasn't. I do appreciate it, no doubt. But can I get some of you to go to Podbean? If you're watching this, go to Podbean, Podbean, and search out the Big Time Show and follow me on there. Why do you do that? Because you may not get the chance to see me on Facebook like this, but you can hear me live. You hear the show live just by audio. You hear with my voice like that. Plus, that's my podcast home. When you follow me, the more followers that I have, it actually helps me out in the area of Podbean. And one day I'll explain all that to you guys, but that's neither here or there. But it would be nice if a lot of you would. I would appreciate it. Just go to Podbean and go follow the show on Podbean, Podbean. Follow the show there as well as you do here, and we'll check it out. So I appreciate you guys. 7:30 on tomorrow. 7:30 on tomorrow evening. It will be another edition of the Big Time Show. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys decide to come hang with me. I would appreciate it so much. We'll see you tomorrow evening, 7:30, the Big Time Show. Get ready for it. We coming. See you later, Podbean. See you tomorrow evening, 7:30.